I'm here with Colton Dixon.
What's up?
Like, so pumped that you are here, friend.
Happy to be here.
We have some history that we went on a tour together eons ago. And I think you and your wife had been married, maybe a year or two at that point?
Maybe a year, yeah.
Yeah, you were pretty new.
Yeah.
And I was pretty new. And now we're sitting here both about to be parents. I know. My
head just exploded, for those who can't see. Yes.
So excited for you. So will you tell us, just the quick story of, how you found out or how your wife told you? Because I'm so excited for you guys.
Yes. We're excited for you guys as well. It's going to be awesome. It wasn't like this huge thing. Mm-hmm. We were out in L.A. staying at her mom and dad's house, and Annie felt a little weird. So she took a pregnancy test, didn't tell me.
I didn't tell my husband
until she saw the result, and she was just like, Yeah. So she came right into our room, and she held up the little stick.
Yes.
There's got to be a better way to do this, people.
The fact that you have to pee on a stick is feels so arbitrary.
It's so strange. Anyway, someone would make a lot of money if they would change that. Anyway, so she held up the little stick, and she just looked at me like deer in headlights, and she's like, I think I'm pregnant. And I had prepared for that moment. Because
what do you mean?
I'm the type of person who, if I didn't prepare, I would be terrified and just
you think you'd respond badly,
be the worst husband ever.
So you were like, I got to get my game face on.
I'm like, I was ready for that moment.
Yeah.
Not really, but in my head, I was like, here's how I'm going to respond. So I was excited.
That's
I was
great.
trying to be super supportive.
Because she was a little freaked out.
She was she started crying a little bit.
Yep.
And she was just like, oh my gosh, this isn't this. We weren't wanting this to happen right now.
Oh my goodness, Colton, that's where we were too. Which you would always hope that when you get that positive that you would be like, oh my goodness, praise God for life. But that's just not real all the time.
Yeah, and you kind of have to be careful with that too. Because we realize it's man, so many of our friends have tried for 2 or 3 years, you know? And so we were like, man, this is such a blessing. And we realized that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. But there's guilt that sometimes comes with, I didn't have maybe the reaction that other people would have in that exact moment. And that's hard.
Yeah, we just weren't mentally prepared, you know? But it's awesome. So that was our short little story. The next day is whenever I got a little so... Life's about to change a lot, you know?
Forever. And you were at her parents' house. So I also was curious, how you told family. Is this the first grandbaby on either side?
First grandbaby on both sides.
Oh, my snap. Pray for Colton and Annie.
Yeah, we're going to have to teach the little one the difference between being spoiled and being blessed very early on. Because whoa.
Yeah, that's intense.
Whoa. Yeah, so her parents, she actually got to tell her grandmother when she was basically on her deathbed.
Wow, is that why you guys were there?
That was actually in Texas.
Okay.
A lot of moving parts in the story, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But they were in Texas visiting her grandmother, and she hadn't told anyone yet. We were like, let's just let this sink in.
Yes.
Is this even right? I'm pretty sure we went through a box of pregnancy tests.
Who doesn't? You're like, I got a false positive.
Yeah, this entire box is wrong. I need a new brand.
It's flawed.
Yeah. So she was there, and there was an airborne virus.
Oh my goodness.
With her grandmother, so she couldn't go in, or she couldn't be around her grandmother. So she had to tell her parents. So it wasn't super eventful, but her parents were super excited. My parents are they love surprises, and they love everything, go big or go home. They always did that with us. So Annie had the idea. She's like, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to write their names, or have the baristas write their names as grandma and grandpa on their coffee cups.
That's really
local
sweet.
Coffee shop by our house. And Annie slid in the cups. I have this on video. I should get this to you so you can post it.
I would love to have
It's a scream, and here's why. My mom gets her cup. My dad is just oblivious to everything. My mom gets the cup, and she's like, Grandma, that dude called... Who is he calling?
Offended?
She was so mad.
That's incredible.
She was mad.
What a great reaction.
She was suppressing her anger, but she was
great.
He did not. She does. She looks so
See?
good. Both my parents look so great. But
That's
then
an insult.
she noticed that my phone was on her, and she was just like, what? And she's just like, what is happening? And then it clicked. And she lost
like,
it.
I am going to be a grandma.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
All the while, my dad is like, what is happening? Not a clue. It's amazing. You see it in the video, and it's the best thing in the world.
It does take dads a little longer. I think I noticed that. My mom
Bless
got
his
it
heart.
first, too. Yeah, I just feel like dad was like, what are we all sitting here for?
Yes.
That's so epic.
Yeah,
what
so that
a
was
sweet
fun.
moment.
It was.
Like, life is about to change in a big way. For me, too. And so I'm a worried parent. What about you? Like, how do you feel in this stage?
I mentioned this earlier. I feel like I don't know enough to be worried, which is maybe worse.
I don't know. I don't know anything either, Colton. I don't know what we're supposed to know. So I'm going to go through a list of things that I'm worried about, and you tell me if you're worried about them too. And if you're not, maybe tell me why, and you can help me. Okay. Are you worried that you won't find the baby cute when you first meet it?
Oh, man.
This is real.
Oh, man. That was a great Seinfeld episode.
That's like a magical, like you just see it and something happens?
You know, I've heard both sides from people close to me that I won't reveal their name because it might jeopardize their career. But they're like, you know what? I thought our baby was ugly, you know? And
someone was that honest with you?
Someone was that honest.
Oh,
you know, they found out we were pregnant and they're like, let me tell you, sometimes it happens.
Okay, that's helpful.
I just pray that our baby takes after my wife because, man, she is gorgeous.
Yeah, she really
is. And if that baby has any inkling of Annie in them, that's going to be one good-looking baby.
You married well.
I married so well.
Yeah, that's really good. When I first found out I was pregnant, I don't know if you watched like Disney Plus Mandalorian, but Baby Yoda, I was so obsessed with him that I said to my husband, what if our baby's not as cute as Baby Yoda? And I had a full on like, is it weird to pray for that? Like, God, can my baby be as cute as Baby Yoda?
Maybe minus the green in the ears.
Yeah,
but you know
exactly.
What?
But like eyes the size of saucers, I wouldn't be upset. Yeah, that's what I would like. Okay, are you worried about using a nose Frida? And do you know what that is?
No, I don't know enough to be worried.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay, it's this thing. CJ told me about it. He has to use it with his kids. You know how like they get boogers and stuff?
Yes.
It's the straw that like goes in their nose and you have to like suck on the end. But like the boogers don't get in your mouth, but it's just like I already registered for one, but I don't ever want to have to use it. So I think I just opened up fears for you.
I just started tasting salt.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm feeling gross.
I have solution.
Okay.
My mom had something. I remember her using it she used to babysit other kids.
Yeah.
And it's like a little suction ball, and it's the same thing as a straw.
The bulb.
The bulb. So you squeeze the bulb, stick it in, and then let it air up, and it has suction.
Yeah. I think that those are old school now, and they say that they can get moldy and stuff, but I want that, and I want to learn how to clean it.
You know what?
I'm with you.
I would rather buy a new one every time I used it than be on the other end of that straw.
We have found a solution to the nose Frida.
Expensive solution.
Bulbs. I don't care.
But wow.
Okay. Another thing. Are you worried about the first diaper in the hospital? Have you heard about this? I'm opening.
I will say I'm worried. Not about the diaper situation, but how I'm going to respond to the diaper situation.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do is puke on my child.
Do you have any younger siblings? Have you like changed diapers?
No, I've never changed a diaper in my life.
My husband hasn't either. Yeah.
Bless his heart. We're in it together.
Yes, you are.
Man, like people are just mean and they're rude and they're like, just wait till your first blowout. And I'm like, stop.
You're like, I don't need to think about that right now.
What awful terminology. Like, what is that?
All I know of a blowout is when I get my hair done, and I do not want to know any other kind. Like, that's what they call it. I think of like a
tire blowout, and it's not pretty.
Yeah, no blowouts are good.
No.
And you haven't been to any classes yet. My husband and I just went to like a class, and they show pictures of like, just to prepare you, like, this is kind of the diapers. Colton, my husband, audibly, only one in the class, went, like out loud, and everybody looked at us, and I was like, "We're not ready, everyone."
That's me. Yeah. That's me. I will gag. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna be. My father-in-law would tie a T-shirt around his nose,
that's
and
a good
he would
idea.
go in like ready for operation.
Yeah, but you have to do what you have to do.
It's gonna be me.
Okay, masks. That's helpful. Okay, are you worried about your role in labor? Like, my husband is like, what do you want me to do? And I said, just don't sit down. Like, just don't sit down at any point. But like, have you and Annie talked about that? Like, are you nervous about what you're going to do?
I'm more nervous that she's going to kick me out during the pregnancy.
Oh my God. You're like, I just want to get there.
I'm probably overdoing it, but I'm talking to her. I'm like, okay, like, I know you've never done this before, but do you just want me to stand there? Do you want me to just hold your hand?
Right.
Like, or do you want me to like be helping them? I don't know if I want to look. Like, I'm like,
should I learn how to deliver a baby? So
yeah,
I can
should I like go to
assist?
school real quick, and like be prepared to like deliver this baby just in case we don't make it to the hospital, all these things.
That's incredible.
And she's like, I just need you to stop talking. That's what I need you to do.
You're overwhelming me.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing really good if she doesn't kick me out of the delivery room.
Yeah. So like, just if that's a win, if you get to
That's
stay
a
in the
win.
whole time,
That's a
that's
win.
so great.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. Are you nervous about lack of sleep, or are you guys, since you tour and you're on the road a lot, are you used to not a lot of sleep?
Oh no, we're used to lots of sleep.
Same.
Tour life is not real.
Yeah.
You go to bed kind of late just because
Yeah.
shows are late, and then you have pizza after a show. Don't need to go to bed right after that.
Yeah.
And then there's a good movie on,
So
or
you
good
stay
bus
up.
conversations. You stay up.
Yeah.
But then you sleep until lunch.
I didn't know. Okay. Snap.
So it's been a while since I've been in that cycle.
Yeah.
My wife has been waking up earlier, but every 2 hours, that like it's starting to sink in a little bit.
That's hard.
It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard. And then she's like, well, we might do like the little like bedside cradle thing. So like we don't have to go into another room like while we're already tired. And I'm like,
But then you definitely won't sleep.
I know. I'm like thinking all these things. I'm overwhelmed by that thought because I love sleep. I do. I like really love sleep.
I'm very nervous about that part. I think that there'll be different versions of Colton and me walking around the world in coming months, like the sleep deprived versions of us, but like the very happy version of us. And I do have to ask about gender because we are announcing ours very soon. And so are you hoping for a certain gender? Is your wife hoping for a certain one? Or like, how do you feel about all of that?
We're going to be stoked either way. I think we always talked about just having two. Yeah. So, and we would love a boy and a girl.
Of course.
Obviously, like for different reasons. I am going to be a mess if it's a girl.
Yes, you will.
I'm going to be the dad who can't get their crap together.
Oh,
I'm going to be crying over
sweet.
every little thing. She's going to bring home a drawing and I'm going to be a mess.
Daddy-daughter dances?
Oh, stop.
I mean,
I could cry thinking about it. That's how bad. Like,
oh, so sweet.
I'm going to be a mess. So, but if it's a boy, like throwing baseball with them, taking him to hockey games, come on.
How sweet would that be? Oh, yeah, he's a big hockey fan.
I'm a hockey fan.
And like, have you started to look at children differently? Like, this is something my husband and I have noticed. We went to the park yesterday and there was a dad biking with a little boy. And then we saw like a dad walking hand in hand with a little girl. And he just was like that's going to be us. Like, just you start to picture yourself doing it. It's so different.
Oh, man. We went into a baby store the other day that was basically like Costco for children.
Oh, my word.
It was too much. It was too much. Just, and also to the makers of these things, it's too expensive.
Yes, it is.
You're robbing families.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway,
but you
just had to
cry
get that off
over
my chest.
like tiny booties, and you're like, "What's wrong with me? I don't know. I don't know what's happening."
We walk in and we see a guy with a baby strapped to his chest. First thing you see when I walked in, I'm like, "It's gonna be me."
Yes, it is.
It's gonna be me.
And you're gonna rock it.
Oh, I'm rocking it.
You're still gonna be hardcore.
My goal, this is very like not realistic. My goal is to do a show with a baby strapped to my chest.
I think you should. Will you still jump off the piano?
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm probably going to have to like
Yeah.
put some limits on that.
Yeah.
But even just like a piano show.
Oh, that will be epic.
I have chills.
Dad of the year. For real.
I don't know about that. I don't even know if my wife is going to be like, yeah, it's great. Or
no,
you're
Annie's
crazy.
She's going to shut that down.
Probably. And probably rightfully so.
Yeah. Before you have to go, I want to talk about Miracles. The new music video is insane.
Thank
Came out
you.
like a month and a half ago or something, right? In the desert. I want to know about, was there like a miracle that you witnessed or something that influenced you going like, I want to do a song about this? Or did you just want the world to know that like still happens?
Yeah. All of that.
Yeah.
we didn't know that we were pregnant when I wrote the song, but hello, that's a miracle. But honestly, at the time, it was not like a super dark season, but it was a season of uncertainty for me. The American Idol deal ended, which meant the record label went away. A lot of our future was kind of up in the air.
What ifs, yeah.
It's hilarious when you write a record called Identity, and then you have to like live through it. It's like, man, my identity was in this music career.
God always does that. And not always the most fun way.
No, but we grew a lot because of it. But Annie said something that was so good. She's like, man, what if this isn't a setback? What if this is a setup for what's next? Like, God is always orchestrating things for our good. He says that in his word.
That is really good.
I'm like, all right, Preacher Annie, I'll stand on that with you. So we applied our faith to it. And I'm a firm believer that faith precedes the miracle.
Yeah.
I think God is just like, he wants so badly to bless us with things, but sometimes we don't come with faith. So it limits what he can do because he gives us free choice.
And that's what he's after, is like our heart and our faith anyways. Like the rest doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
So it was in that season where it's kind of forced to slow down, and we started appreciating the little things in life that we all the time take for granted.
Wow.
For miracles. It's like, man, we're alive today. That's a big deal. It's a miracle. Or, hey, this check came in today because radio stations are still playing some of my old songs. Thanks,
yes,
WayFM.
we are.
In a time where I wasn't touring at all. I was doing a bunch of writing, which is a great season.
But that's hard.
But it can be hard, especially when you find out you're pregnant and you've got a baby on the way. It's
I didn't even think about that.
Oh my goodness.
Like the financial stress and stuff like that. But how beautiful that you had a season of your faith growing and identity and slowing down right before your life is about to change forever. Like that's kind of beautiful.
God was preparing us for the season. And you know what? Like, because of people like my wife, like pouring into us and taking a stance on the better side rather than me being running around like chicken with his head cut off, like, oh no, I have to go back to school, get a job, whatever it is.
Yes.
Scared, you know? But it's because of people like that we chose to stand in faith. And man, we're starting to see the fruit. And it's so awesome.
That's incredible.
And it's weird to say it's a formula, but it's a formula. God said it that way in his word. He said, have faith and you will see it come to pass. And
that's a challenge if I've ever heard one.
Take him at his word. That's all it takes. Take him at his word. It doesn't mean it's always in our timeline.
Right.
And that's the thing that people get hung up on. But we're starting to see it come to fruition, and it's just amazing.
That is so good. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I think I even needed to hear that today as we just talked about all of my fears and all of the things that freak me out. And as we close, I just want to know, we have such a great community who like want to support you and your wife in this season. Like, what is one thing that they can pray for you guys through this pregnancy? They've supported me so well. So as they're listening to this, like, what's one thing?
Yeah, we need your money. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
No, just kidding. Man, this season looks so new for us. New label, new baby. It's
going to be new music,
Yeah, new music. And without diving too much into it, this new deal is also really new for us as well. It's a mainstream record label, which means opportunity to reach people outside the church that we're so excited about.
So cool.
But we want you guys with us. Honestly, it wouldn't be as powerful without you guys. So we believe we have an opportunity to take the church to people who would never go.
Oh, good.
So we're really excited about that. But this whole year, it's a lot. So just pray for wisdom on just stewarding these opportunities well, preparing for the baby, just making the right decisions. There are a lot of choices when it comes to babies.
Yeah, so many.
Strollers, like carriers,
parenting, labor, everything.
The right hospital, all the things. What color we're going to paint our nursery.
We didn't even get into that.
Oh, man.
So overwhelming.
But peace. We want peace in our home. And we've had amazing peace so far, but just that continues. Just a big year for us. So if you can just keep us in your prayers, it'd be awesome.
So good. We're supporting you. Thank you for chatting with us about it.
Of course. Thanks for having me.